All right, are you out there? Hey, I have the Disaster Preparedness Task Force on in the form of Kathleen Matthews, and she's the chair. And we are going to talk about a couple things. Now, the first thing, because it's coming up soon on Monday, is going to be your first aid training. And throughout the year, you folks do different kinds of training, right?
Yes. We do first aid, we do CPR, we do infant-child CPR.
Yes.
So this is our first aid training. No fee, no test, no pre-registration, just come. And it's taught by a very wonderful instructor, Max Wilson, who we've had a number of times, and he's a very animated instructor. So we would love to see you this coming Monday.
Okay, and that's in the Spruce Room right here.
Spruce Room, 9:30 to 11:30.
All right, very good. And again, you don't need to register for that. Just head on over Monday at 9:30. Now, what we're going to be talking about, mainly while you're here, is the Great California Shakeout and just being prepared in general. And the Shakeout is not until October 20th. However, if you want to register online, you can go to shakeout.org. And also, of course, your Disaster Preparedness Task Force has all the different things that you need to become prepared, right?
Correct. And we are getting much more cooperation and collaboration with security, with the new chief, Tim Moy. And he's absolutely behind us, and he's with us.
Right.
So this is a very important event to call attention to what you might do if there was an earthquake, which is drop, cover, and hold on. The reason you would get to the floor first is so you don't get knocked down.
Right.
And find something to protect your head, either your hands, if you're in a wheelchair or can't get on the floor, bend over and protect your head, or go under a sturdy piece of furniture like a table like this or a chair. And you should also be checking how much water do you have on hand.
Right.
We have to imagine, what if we go to the faucet and we turn it on and there's no water coming out? Okay, you have to have extra water. So we all have storage problems because most of our homes are smaller than we have had before. So we all understand storage difficulties, but you need to get that extra water. And it's pretty easy to do when you go to the market. If you just pick up a gallon a week or every month, and then rotate your supply by the expiration date on it, you're going to be fine. And also having extra food with a manual can opener, things that are easy to eat, don't require a lot of refrigeration. So this is a day to check to make sure you're prepared.
Right, exactly.
Is your furniture, your large pieces of furniture, like a bookcase, like a china cupboard, is that attached to the wall? Because in an earthquake, that could be thrown and hit you and cause serious injury.
Exactly.
And or death. And don't have objects over your bed, pictures with glass in them and heavy things. We all appreciate nice decorating, but safety is the really important thing. And of course, I brought the supplies that you can buy in our office. This is the emergency bag. This has a wind-up radio that doesn't have batteries, and it's also a flashlight. Leather gloves. It has extra room in here. There's a little space.
So if you want to put a little extra things in there.
So 2 weeks of medication. Some extra personal items. So we have that. Can you make your own? Of course you can. But we have it all ready for you and we sell it at cost. This is a first aid kit.
Yeah.
Can you make your own? Of course you can, in a Tupperware container. But
it's a lot easier just to pick one up. Yes.
Right. This is a Red Cross bag. So we need to be able to take care of ourselves if there's a disaster of large proportions. Because right now we call 911 and they're here in 5 minutes. But in a disaster of any proportion, that will not be true.
Right. And you want to emphasize having flashlights on hand.
Flashlights. I brought
little
man and Big Bertha here. you need to have multiple flashlights in your house.
Right.
In every room, especially next to the TV. We have power outages here frequently.
Right.
And you need to have some light to get around to avoid injury. Candles, we're not
Yeah,
fond
we don't
of.
want candles.
We don't
No.
want candles.
And you know what's nice is nowadays with LED bulbs,
Yes. Yeah.
they will last a long time.
Right.
With the batteries that you have in them, even if you don't want something as big as this.
Yes.
You know, if you don't want some real huge flashlight like this, these little ones.
That's an LED one too.
Yeah, this is an LED, and you know what? A lot of times, you can find these for as
bargain.
little as $1.
Oh yeah, bargain.
Yeah.
And be checking your batteries.
Right.
Because very often they could deteriorate. So it's
Yeah.
something that needs to be checked on. And again, is gifts. Why?
And
give-
I was going to say, there's other ones that stay charged. You plug them in.
Yes.
And they're ready to go, and they're LEDs,
Right.
so they're charged. They'll last a long time.
The two that
Yeah.
we have in our house are a nightlight.
Right.
They're a nightlight, but they're charging. You know, so you really can't have too many.
Yeah.
You really can't.
So go ahead and pick a few up.
Right. So those are some really important items, especially the flashlights.
All right. And I want to remind people again that if you want to register online, the shakeout.org is where you would do so. And the first aid training is coming up Monday. That is next Monday, the 26th, 9:30 to 11:30 in the Spruce Room. You don't need to register, just head on down. And then the Great California Shakeout is on October 20th.
Right. And regarding Good Neighbor Building Captains, we're having a training for them on October 7th by Joan Brown. And if you don't know who your Good Neighbor Building Captain is, you probably don't have one.
Okay.
So you need to kind of look into that, and we're moving too. We're moving
Right.
in the next couple of days.
Right. You'll be more in the main hall.
Main hall.
All
Main
right.
hall.
Very good, Kathleen. Always
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Disaster Preparedness Task Force. And what are your hours that you're open?
10
on?
to 12, Monday to Friday.
All right. Very good.
In the next day or so, we might not be open because of the move.
Right. Exactly. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And
Sure.
we'll be right back.
When the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, you'll ask yourself, how prepared or unprepared are you? Have you removed objects from over the bed and over your head? Are emergency kits packed? Do you know how to drop, cover, and hold on, covering your head and neck? Anytime, anywhere, you never know.